You are listening to 198 kHz longwave. BBC Radio 4 is no longer available on this frequency. However, you can find Radio 4 many other ways. You can find BBC Radio 4 online via BBC Sounds. Radio 4 is available on DAB digital radio and through your digital television, including Freely. Radio 4 is also available via FM radio on 92 to 95 MHz and 103 to 105 MHz. Plus, you can listen via your smart speaker. Just say, play Radio 4. Information on how to listen can be found on the BBC website at bbc.co.uk/reception.
Back in June 2026, I saw an announcement about the switch off of BBC Radio 4 on longwave, and it really is sad to see it go. Now, a couple of longwave frequencies have been used by the BBC. I was listening to it back on the 27th of June, but it was closed down with a closed down loop, advising listeners to retune to FM, digital radio, and all the other streaming platforms. It carried things like the shipping forecast to test match special. It was used by the frequency 200 kHz before Radio 4 was used on 198 kHz. So let's take a look. The company that owns and operates the longwave broadcast equipment has confirmed that the system is reaching the end of its life. As longwave is an older broadcasting technology, recent years have seen a decline in listener numbers, with the majority now opting for FM and DAB digital platforms. Given these factors, investing in upgrading the longwave equipment is not considered a cost-effective solution for licence fee-funded services. To facilitate this transition away from longwave and ensure it is as smooth as possible, we will be producing comprehensive guidance on alternative ways to listen through our website and helpline, outlining alternative methods for accessing BBC Radio 4 content. Visit our new fact sheet for advice on how to keep listening, which is how to keep listening to Radio 4 after the closure of longwave. Some older electricity meters use a system called the Radio Teleswitching Service, or RTS, which is carried within the longwave signal. This service is run by the energy industry, not the BBC. If you need advice about replacing or upgrading an RTS meter, please contact your energy supplier or the relevant energy regulator. The BBC does not manage or control the RTS system. Since the 1920s, Radio 4 has been used on longwave for more than 92 years. Now, recent programmes such as BBC Breakfast, BBC North West Today and BBC Midlands Today have been talking about the switch off of longwave back in June 2026. David Sillito reports this message back in June 2026 about the switch off of Radio 4 on longwave.
1934 and the beginning of an engineering marvel. The powerful long-wave transmitter masts at Droitwich, 213 metres high, along with two sister stations in Burghead and Westerglen in Scotland, ensured the BBC was a truly national service. Longwave from Droitwich sent out a signal that travelled far out to sea and for decades delivered the shipping forecast.
Another shipping forecast issued by the Met Office at 2343 on Saturday the 18th. There are warnings of gales in all areas except Trafalgar.
And that ability to travel far meant in the Second World War the longwave signal was a way of communicating across Europe. But 92 years on, the masts are showing their age. The elderly technology behind the service is drifting into obsolescence. If you scan along longwave these days, it is, for the most part, just a lot of noise. The slightly scratchy sound of BBC Radio 4 longwave on 198 is for most the last station left. And in recent weeks it's been warning its few remaining longwave listeners that things are coming to an end. Arqiva, who operate the transmitters, are shutting down the UK service. And so last night, Radio 4, after the shipping forecast, bade a fond goodbye to longwave.
I just wanted to take a moment to mark the end of an era. For almost a century, the longwave transmitters have carried the BBC across the airwaves, from the iconic Droitwich transmitting station in Worcestershire to Westerglen and Birkhead in Scotland. And though the longwave signal is fading into history this morning, the memories and the connection it created will endure forever. We shall miss your warmth and crackle. Well, that's it from me, Al Ryan, and all of us here at Broadcasting House. If you have been, thanks for listening. Have a safe, quiet and peaceful night. Good night. Ihuwa.
David Sillito, BBC News.
Now, Radio 4 has been used on longwave for more than 92 years, since the shipping forecast and test match special was used by the light programme on 200 kHz, before Radio 4 was switched to 198 kHz on longwave. Now, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much for watching. Please leave a like and comment down below for more Radio Close Down reviews. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.